part 2 of this set of videos, and this will be about the best things about dealing with chronic illness, which realistically comes down to the best things that we can use to kind of cheer ourselves up when we are dealing with chronic illness. So, where's my little list? So, top of the list for me is Netflix. Now, I found this really helpful for me when dealing with chronic illness, and on those debilitating days when I was in bed and really unwell, watching Netflix kind of gave me a bit of relief and kind of cheered me up. It's something that you don't, once you kind of put a series on, you don't have to keep changing it. Like you would have to change a channel, it just kind of rolls on to the next episode and the next episode and the next episode, which can make it a lot easier to just be able to just lay there and relax and just watch your favourite series or your favourite film and just kind of feel a lot better. Personally, I like Dexter, and I would recommend that to anyone who hasn't already watched it. It's one of the best series I've ever watched, and I'm re-watching it now for like the 3rd time, and I love it. I also watch The League, which I quite like. And there are other things that I watch on there, which are Bloodline, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, BoJack Horseman, Archer, Arrested Development. I also quite like a Louis Theroux documentary, or documentaries on things like racism. I really like the film Dear White People. So I just generally like to have a little browse and see what I'm in the mood for that day. But those are some of the things that I would personally recommend that I like to watch. But obviously I think everyone can find something on there that will suit them. So if you don't already have Netflix, you definitely need to get Netflix. The second thing that I found really helpful for kind of making things better, and which is one of the best things about being in the chronic illness, not so much being in the chronic illness, but being able to connect with people, is through social media. As I briefly touched on in the previous video, social media is something that kind of connects people that have chronic illness. It's the whole reason that I started my Instagram page, was to be able to connect with people who deal with the same kind of issues I do, and to kind of have some solidarity and connect with people who understand. And it's kind of nice in a way to be able to disconnect and not have that social pressure of having to meet a person face to face or kind of put a face on for people. You are just able to just be in pain, be depressed, and you can just be messaging someone back and forth on Instagram or Tumblr or anywhere that you feel able to connect with other people. We've actually, myself and another girl from Instagram, are actually starting a support group on Facebook, which is called More Spoons, Less Forks. So head over to Facebook and check that out. You can either add me Chronic Minimalist on Facebook, or you can just search for the group, as I mentioned, More Spoons, Less Forks. So I look forward to seeing you in there, and I hope that as Spoonies we can kind of connect with each other and try and support each other more, because we are the people that best understand each other, and we can help uplift each other's spirits when we are dealing with very bad days. Talking about social media and connecting, the next point that I think is very important to make things better when you're dealing with chronic illness is supportive people, whether that be kind of virtually and through the internet, or whether that may be people in your life who are, close friends, family, partners, just having people around you who really support you and who are understanding when you can't make a social event, who are, there to look after you when you are having a really bad pain day. It's just good when you have those supportive people, and you should cherish having those people who do look after you and who do look out for you. And having those connections with people is very important, especially in something that can be so isolating. It's something, you can often kind of start feeling depressed and feeling anxious, but hold on to those supportive people and cherish those supportive people in your life, whoever they may be and however you are connected to them. Just kind of lean on them when you need to for support, because that's what they're there for. They love you and they're there to be your support unit. So try and make the most of utilising people in your life who are understanding and supportive, because they're the people that are going to help you get through dealing with chronic illness. Another thing which can help a lot when dealing with chronic illness is having good doctors. Whether this is a GP or a specialist, having understanding doctors can be a great thing, and it can make you feel so much more comfortable, so much more at ease. I know that there was somebody I saw someone on Instagram recently who mentioned they'd had a really bad run-in with a doctor who had been very dismissive, mainly on the basis that the person was female, and that being female, we are hysterical, we kind of overreact, we exaggerate our pain and exaggerate our problems. So when you can find a doctor who is empathic and kind of feels, can feel that you are in pain and kind of does whatever they can to help you, refers you on, or if they're a specialist, just goes out of their way to be supportive and helpful and reassure you, that is something that can be very reassuring. It can be great for your mental health and for you to feel less worried about continuing on through the process and how you're going to deal with elements of your chronic illness. Having good doctors is a key thing, because they are the people who are in charge of your health pretty much, and those are the people that are going to help you get to a diagnosis or get to be able to manage your health better. So having good doctors or a good team is something that is really essential and one of the best things of dealing with chronic illness. Along those lines also is progress. Now, when you have good doctors and you see yourself starting to make progress, as big or as little as it can be, it's something to really put, a smile on your face and kind of lift your spirits, even if it's just momentarily, to know that you're making progress and that you're moving forward. I mean, it can be hard, and for me, being undiagnosed, I can find it really hard, but you need to try and look for the positives and even little steps of progress. You need to try and look for the positive side and just kind of cling on to those things to know that things are going to get better. They may be creeping along rather than speeding along, but progress is progress. And even something as little as being able to eat one day when you couldn't eat the day before, or to move slightly more than you could the day before, those things are progress. So just take note and just try and be conscious of the littlest thing that is progress for you. You should let it put a smile on your face and be happy. It doesn't need to be presented to someone else as some great achievement. It's an achievement for you, an achievement for you dealing with your chronic pain, that you've been able to reach a certain milestone, and you should be happy for any progress that you are making and anything that is making your life with chronic pain more bearable. Along these lines also is having good pain days or good spoon days. Days when you have a lot more spoons and you are more on top of your pain, can be a lot more uplifting and can make you feel a lot more happy. You have to be aware, obviously, not to push yourself too far on these days, which obviously as a spoonie can be something that we often do, because we don't often get those kind of days where we do feel fully functioning, so we can feel like we should do as much as we can possibly do before we can't do it anymore. But we need to be able to utilise these spoon days without kind of being detrimental to our health. But these good pain days and these good spoon days are very, very uplifting and can make us very happy and feel more normal and in touch with everyday life, making us feel that we can socialise more, we connect more with people, especially being young and dealing with these kind of things. It can be very disheartening, but good spoon days can make us feel more proactive and in turn really positively impact our mental health. So as few and far between as good spoon days may be for you, try and utilise them in the best way you can. Do even the smallest thing that makes you feel proactive, that makes you feel like you're achieving something, and that gives you even a smidgen of happiness for that day and that moment. The final one that I found that makes me very happy when I've been dealing with bad pain days, maybe not quite so much now in the UK, especially near where I am, it is red hot, and I mean the last couple of days it has been sweating balls. It is just red hot, it is just there's no breeze or anything, it's so humid, it's so sweaty. But most of the time, when it's a more a cooler day, and more of a regular British day, pillow forts, hot water bottles and cosy blankets. I love to be comfy and cosy, to be able to snuggle and watch Netflix or watch a good TV programme. Just that kind of relaxation and soothing feeling of being comfortable and having some kind of relief, that you can just sit in a nice comfy chair under a nice cosy blanket, soothing your pain. I tend to soothe my pain with a hot water bottle. Just kind of feeling comfy or cosy for as short amount of time as that may be. It's just such a nice feeling to just make you feel relaxed and to just put a smile on your face, which is all we can ever hope for, is to be as happy as possible, to manage our mental health as well as possible, and to just make the best of day-to-day life and look for the happiness in whatever we can find it in, the smallest thing that we can find it in. Just try and find something good to brighten up your day from day to day. Now, I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys, and as I signed off the previous video, if you can't be strong today, just try your hardest to be resilient tomorrow. I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. Bye.